All right.
Holy shit, we're still doing it.
Another one.
All right.
All right.
What are we talking about?
We are going to talk about fads. Different fads that we've seen.
Movements.
Maybe Jeep fads specifically, because I don't know what the Bronco fads are.
Yeah, well, we're not in that world, but I'm sure there are. I mean, it's probably something, right?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't
know.
Do they have a Grumper grill for
A Bronco?
a Bronco? I don't know.
That would be interesting.
It would be. Before we get into the fads, let me ask you this. If you had to pick between a Gladiator and a Bronco for town driving, which one would you pick?
That's tough.
Right?
You know, I mean, we live out west.
A little bed would be nice, but
You know, I mean, out west, like, you got to have a pickup.
that can't tow very much.
Hey, my father-in-law has a trailer hitch on his Prius. Or no, well, he had one on his Prius, but now he has a Tesla with a trailer hitch. So, I don't know, sir.
That's a fad.
I mean, I've seen bicycles pulling trailers. I think you can tow with just about anything.
All right. Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I think,
One of the first
tough.
fads, right? It's kind of when we got into it was themed Jeeps. I think you're seeing less of them. Right? You don't see. Let me try not to
Give me an
call
example.
someone out.
Well, like, just generally, what's an example? I don't know if I'm really that in tune with the concept of a thing. Were you just talking like color schemes?
Yeah, color schemes. Look, the only one that comes to mind easily that I can call out without, like maybe having a black Jeep and having red accents, Maul rated, Maul
Yeah.
for Darth Maul,
Yeah.
right? And having the Darth Maul guy on it, right? That's a theme that I don't think you're really seeing anymore as much. I think you're seeing a lot.
I think maybe it's not as popular.
A lot more color coordinating and some things, and I think,
Well, look at these. I mean, look at these Florida Jeeps, like the ones that are really blinged out, like crazy.
Yeah, blinged out, but not themed, right? So I think that fad has gone and changed, right? With all the lights on the inside and the stereos and the speakers all in the back and
the crazy
24-inch
powder-coated
wheels.
arms, like all that.
Yeah, that's a...
Well, yeah, maybe it's not as popular, but I mean, some stuff, it doesn't go away. It never goes away completely.
Just evolves.
Yeah, I mean, I think people maybe evolve out of it, or they get out of the scene altogether. I don't know. Remember the the dingle balls around the headliner, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, is that the same as like an Angry Eyes grill? Fuzzy dice? I don't know.
Yeah, I think...
I mean, all of these vehicles are, some expression. I mean, even some clapped out, beat to shit trail rig, whether the driver wants to admit it or not.
You think that's a...
It's an expression of that person, right?
So the dingle balls, I know what that is, but what was that about?
There were these little...
Yeah, but what?
It was just part of the headliner. It would go around the headliner or across the windshield, and there's just these...
Did anybody have this, or was this a lowrider thing? Oh, okay, it wasn't a lowrider thing.
Well, lowriders had them too, but it wasn't exclusively a lowrider thing. It's kind of old-fashioned. I mean, when I was a kid, back in the last century, Mid last century.
Yeah. All right. That's,
You know, well, yeah. I mean, you know, things like fuzzy dice used to be, you know, really popular, right? And then
yeah, but that's an
you still see
accessory.
them.
That's not a
but
fad.
now
That's an
it's,
accessory.
You know, bobbleheads
Yeah.
on dashboards.
But that's still just an accessory. I wouldn't say that's a. I mean, I guess that's a fad, but not. I was thinking more a fad of like
The Jeep Wave.
Look, if you're a real Jeeper, you can't take your hands off the wheels because your Jeep will veer off into the whatever's next to you.
Flip over. You have
Yeah.
a one car accident on the highway. Yeah, maybe. That's why I have a trailer. You know, if you grew up out here, you know, on any farm road, 2-lane road, you pass somebody, there's a wave. And it wasn't vehicle specific.
Right.
Right.
It was just-
And that's what I found funny about the Jeep Wave thing is it became like they took ownership of it. But that's always been a thing, you know, especially out in the West, in you know, in rural areas. You pass somebody on the road. Back in my day,
You just waved to them, but not really a wave,
it
right?
was a
You
rare
just
thing if you
raise
if
your
you-
finger up.
Yeah, if
Right.
you-
It was just
you
a
know.
finger or two.
Yeah,
right.
it's just an acknowledgement that like, hey, this sucks driving out here, doesn't it? Yeah.
Right. Well, let's. Any idea where the grumper came from? Why is that a thing?
I don't know. I think it's kind of
I mean, it separated you, right? I guess
if you had it,
the
yeah.
first one maybe was
Yeah.
cool.
I don't know.
The only cool grumper is the one that's covered in snow, and he's upset about being covered in snow. That one I'm okay with.
Yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, you know, again, it's like you still have people that like, you know, like they see the Angry Eyes Grill and they're like, "Fuck yeah, man, I like that."
Wait,
I'm
is the
putting that on-
Angry Eyes and Grumper the same thing?
No, they're different.
Oh, okay, they are different. Okay.
Right, the Grumper's that big
Front end thing.
steel, like, you know, it's got a kind of a angry look to it, like maybe irritated, not quite angry, but
Irritated.
yeah, I mean, people still getting them, right? Like that's and cool if that's like that's your individual expression. I'm not passing judgment,
Yeah.
but it was a lot more popular. You know, now don't see it so much.
Like we don't go. Well, our Jeeps don't go out, so I wonder how the duck thing is still going. Is that still?
I don't know.
You know, do people?
There's
I
this
see
thing-
it once in a while.
There's
where
this
people
thing called the
post on it.
internet. You
Yeah.
should get on it, and you see a lot more stuff.
Yeah, people post their ducks once in a while, but I don't think you see it. Maybe I'm not following the right people. Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but ducks. That was a fad, and then
I think that thing's still pretty popular, but it's starting to sunset a
I wonder
little
how
bit.
much those ducks cost.
I don't know. Can't you get them by the bushel, by the bag?
I don't know.
From
How many does it cost? How many ducks do you have to buy where you could have bought a locker?
I think a lot of ducks. You know, I saw somebody posted something today, and you know, somebody put a dead duck, put the neck through the guy's door handle,
Oh, I saw that.
and the person who posted it was like, "Come on, man! Like I'm the guy that had to clean this off, and like there's like a little rubber duck on the door handle next to it, and somebody just jammed a dead duck in there."
I didn't realize that's what it was, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah, you know, I don't know.
I might be taking it too far.
Yeah,
All right.
I personally, it doesn't upset me. I'm not going to be putting any dead ducks on anybody's rig or
Where would you get a dead duck? You went out hunting and then
Yeah,
you left it in the back of your truck and you're like, oh, here's my opportunity.
yeah, this will be funny.
Yeah, here we are talking about it. So,
Yeah, well, yeah, it definitely worked
yeah.
in that respect.
How about, man, look, is being a poser a fad?
No, I think that's been around since time in memoriam and will always exist.
All right. So, like having a overland decked out vehicle,
The Foverlander,
the
as they're
Foverlander
known,
that just drives around in town.
right? Because I know some guys that were overlanders before overlanding was a thing, right? Like they've done that their whole lives.
I think overlanding has always been a thing.
Yeah, but it hasn't had multiple national expositions, and I mean it's a big business, right? All of this stuff is now, right? It's funny. I was talking to a guy a couple days ago, and he said, "Oh yeah, he's telling me about the two Jeeps that he had, and he was like, yeah, back in the day, and was really into it, and it was getting really popular, and then it all went away and died off." I'm like, dude, you need to get out because it's back with a vengeance. But yeah, he said, yeah, Chinaman Gulch, and anyway, so I think things kind of come and go, but I don't think it's been, when we talk about overlanding, the level of popularity, the level of products available, the technology, innovation, like, if that's your thing, it might be more expensive than rock crawling. Nah,
No,
probably not.
They don't break things.
But yeah, it's crazy. I was at one Overland Expo, and it's pretty wild. It's a lot of money, a lot of products out there. But I think, maybe that's not a fad, but it definitely hits a peak, right? And then, but yeah, I mean, you see those guys. I see them.
Home Depot.
Yeah, parking lot at some office building, and they're completely decked out, right? They drive around with all that shit every day. It'd be like me pulling my rig around on my trailer 7 days a week everywhere I go. I mean, yeah, cool. Or now you see, like, it's so popular now. I've seen rooftop tents on passenger cars, and like, you see some crazy shit, right? Guys putting, rotopacks and rooftop tents on their work trucks.
I mean, I don't know.
So,
Yeah,
ebb and flow.
I don't know. I guess my concern with it is, like, what about the wear and tear out here from the sun alone?
Yeah, I think that's I feel bad.
Right? Like,
People, because the sun out here, if you're not familiar with the sun in the desert, it just tears shit up. It doesn't matter what it is. Paint on your car, the rubber on your tires, the wood on your home, whatever. Like, it just beats the shit out of everything other than cactus and rocks.
yeah. I've had to replace rotopacks because
yeah, the plastic won't hold up. Nylon straps, any kind of cover. If you've got a soft top or anything like that, it's just, if you get more than 1 year out of it, you're doing great.
Yeah, I replace my top just about yearly because the sun beats those straps and they break and you can't secure it anymore.
Yeah, so I think, I mean, even the powder coating and paint on your rig gets all washed out. Gets that white oxidation on it.
Yeah.
So I think that is a hazard of having your your stuff all decked out and out in the open.
Yeah, it seems crazy that you have all this nice, expensive equipment just sitting. Like, if you're using it every weekend, that's great. That's different.
You get that big lift and get that that rooftop rack, only to come home and find out you can't pull into your garage anymore.
Man, I don't know how people get up there. That scares me.
They have little ladders.
Yeah, but get a little beer and forget what you're doing and walk out and...
That could be walking out of this room. That's just one of the hazards of life.
Yeah, but I'm not 6 feet in the air. That's my thing. All right, what other fads are there?
I don't know. I mean,
how about stickers? Are they a fad? Free advertising on everybody's vehicle?
I don't think so.
No, that's not a fad?
Stickers have always been around. They'll always be around. Yeah, I don't know. I think technology changes are different. They're not, it's not so much a fad. It might feel like it, when you just got your CB and now everybody's on ham radios, and then you just got your ham radio and now everybody's on GMRS, and you just got your GMRS and now everybody's on fucking race radios. Like, what next? Well, now guys are putting, the Tesla stuff on their rigs, the Starlink.
Oh, the Starlink, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty cool deal. Have internet with you the whole time. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's a fad. I think that's just safety.
Or you can watch Pornhub while you're wheeling. I don't know.
Not in Utah.
Not in Utah. Damn it.
I've heard. All right, so yeah, fads. I don't know what else I have on fads.
I don't know. But
40s are a fad. Are 20s a fad?
Well, were 15s a fad? Were 16s a fad? 17s? No, I think it's just a progression, right? I mean, if you're in... Look, I don't want to get into...
Are we going to 24s then at some point?
Of course we are.
Oh, my gosh.
Right? Everybody's going to be running around on tractor tires. I don't know. That explanation that we heard, regarding the sidewall and the profile of the tire, and, that logic makes sense, but I don't think that was the driver for moving everybody into 20-inch rims.
Oh, yeah. Probably a cost thing, since factory vehicles come with 20. It's easier just to make 20-inch tires all the way across.
Yeah, I think it's industry driven.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a plausible reason, and logically it makes sense, on squeezing that profile up and putting more meat on the rock, on the sidewalls. But I don't know. I'm not in a real big hurry to switch. I mean, I have an investment in wheels. Although, looking at that one tonight, you wouldn't know. I sure don't act like I have an investment in it. It looks like it's been through a chipper.
Man, that thing got chewed up. I don't even know
all
where.
of them, they look like that all the way around.
Yeah, but that one was rough. I don't even know where you did that.
Everywhere.
Good. All right.
So I don't know. I mean, I think you're going to be, kind of like the guys that ran, 15-inch wheels, 16-inch wheels. Like you kind of get squeezed out eventually, right? It turns into the buggy whip.
15s for sure.
Right? It turns into the buggy whip of wheels. And so, when you can't get
right, when you can't get tires anymore, then you have to step up, which is...
And I mean, think about it from I don't know. I don't know jack shit about manufacturing tires because I'm not a tire manufacturer, but it seems to me that if you have a lower profile tire, there's less material.
Yeah, it goes into the wheel. I guess you're right.
So now
It's a wheel manufacturer problem.
Yeah, and well, now the wheel manufacturers are cool because it's like, okay, we're going to sell more wheels
At a higher price because you're getting more wheel.
So everybody's winning, right? Because now I have less material going into this product, charging more money for it than ever, right? Look, and if you're a tire manufacturer, like I said, I don't make tires. I don't know.
We don't know anything about tires.
There's probably some good scientific reasons for changing everything all the time. Things that don't have to do with tread and traction technology, right? Right? Less material, same price or more.
Yeah,
good,
more. It's a 20 now.
Good business.
Yeah, that's true. So, man, I forgot about the radio fad. That's technology, but how many radios do we have that are obsolete now?
Well, and something else is going to come along.
Man, I hope not.
I mean, really think about it. Something's going to come along that involves having Starlink
Internet
for
radio.
comms.
Yeah.
And it's weird. Like some places you go, like we go to one event where you have to have comms. Others where doesn't matter if you do or you don't. Some groups run them, some groups don't. There's pros and cons.
I'm a big pro of comms.
Very helpful.
Yes.
Especially
if there's more than two of you.
Yeah. And the rigs are so loud, you can't yell at each other. Nobody has a horn.
Yeah. Well,
right?
With these new steering wheels, nobody has a horn.
Some people don't even have lights that they can flash. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You gotta change with the times. You gotta roll with the punches.
New fad coming out.
Fucking podcasting's a fad.
That's true. We're part of this fad. I was listening to a podcast today where they were talking about the fad of it and how it's really changing now with the big companies getting involved.
Yeah, like everything.
Yeah, this home studio nonsense is a thing of the past.
Yeah, well.
We'll keep doing it if you keep watching.
Or listening, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, however you're getting your... Oh, speaking of that, for you Spotify users, we're on there.
Yeah, we're going to put them on Spotify.
We have 2 episodes up. We'll get the rest on and put the new ones up there too. So, I don't know how that magic works, but that's a fad now that we're into as well. So, all right. That's what we have. Appreciate the comments. Keep sending them to us. We'll get to your suggestions and talk about them. We appreciate it.
Yeah. See you on the trails. We didn't talk about your groovy flannel shirt.